Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Hi, I'm Nate, and I have a special surprise for you guys today. Today is a thorough walkthrough of the Cutlass. This is a vehicle that seems to have many purposes, but I can't quite figure out which one is really best suited for, or if it's really just going to try to be a jack of all trades kind of a ship. Myself, I kind of see it in a few different roles. I don't know if it'll be perfect for any of them, but it might be good for some of them. Probably a good mediocre ship in any of these classes. These classes that I can find are like Militia, Patrol, Search and Rescue, or Medic or Tow Truck, Pirate. I think most people are going to be using this for a pirate-like ship. And you kind of go into some more details about it. Now, for the Militia, obviously it would be pretty good, and this goes for some reason for the Pirate. It's got a few guns. Don't know if you guys have noticed all of the guns, but you know it's got a few. You know, it's got those ones mounted on the wings. It's got the ones that are on the turret, and this thing has got just loads of heart points. I was looking around the ship before, and I can't find all of the guns. I think that there are a slew that are missing. Like, I thought originally that these may be some guns, and they may be, but they really don't look quite like guns to me. I'm not sure. Maybe I'm wrong. Hopefully I'm wrong. I don't know what those are now. That's definitely a gun. But I'm not sure if that's the Badger or if that is the Sucker Punch. But it's definitely a gun on each side. So for Militia and Patrol, this is going to be a pretty good ship because if you're trying to protect yourself, or even if you're going to be an escort for somebody, it's pretty maneuverable. So if you get into a little scuff with somebody else, you should be able to hold your own. Firepower wise and also shield wise. This has a pretty decent shield on it, so that's very good. You're gonna be able to take a few hits with that thing and keep flying around, and you'll be a-okay. Now if your shields get depleted, a downside for both the Pirates and the Militia or Patrol is that this thing doesn't exactly have the thickest armor. You do get these cool kind of shields or side plates or winglets or whatever you want to call them, which will give you some protection on your wings, which house at least two of your guns, and to the cockpit, which as you can see is all glass. Another thing, this is a light armor, so if you do start getting things that are penetrating your shields, this ship is not designed to have the thickest armor, hopefully, in your fleet. It's designed to be a low-cost ship, respectively speaking, of course, that can do many things. So one of the sacrifices is you don't have super heavy armor. One of the things I did find was interesting, and I don't know if this is a mistake or maybe if it shows the possibility of getting heavier armored. On this side of the ship, you don't, it's just kind of smooth and flat. But if you walk around, there's this extra plate here that it bumps out. So I don't know if that's going to show you, oh yeah, if you get a heavier armored variant of this, that it may be good. Or maybe this is just a door that slides away and out pops one of your weapons. I don't know. The other good thing that would make this, as like I said before, was thrusters. Thrusters. Now I'm going to pick up the thrusters a little bit out of a quirk that I've noticed. And maybe you guys will be able to comment and tell me where they are. Another thing that this would be good for would be search and rescue. Now when we get on the inside, you'll definitely see why this might be good for search and rescue. One of the things that you should know is that it does have at least 2 tractor beams. I believe in here there is a tractor beam. Don't know how it quite gets out, but if you go into the modes where it lets you kind of clip through everything in the development packs, you can actually see a tractor beam in here, and there's another tractor beam inside which I'll point out. I'm not sure how accurate that's going to be for the final game because it really doesn't look like any of these panels move away. I don't know, maybe they're going to move one of the tractor beams to here if that's actually does fall away. But there's definitely a tractor beam in the rear of the ship that I will point out. Another thing that'll make this good for a search and rescue is this airlock, allowing you to couple onto other ships, and it's got that coupling ring which should hold you pretty well to another vessel. That's also a good thing for pirates, because that means you should be able to board other ships, such as my Freelancer, with relative ease. Don't do it, please. Also, it's a pro for the ship, but if you're doing a search and rescue, you're going to have a low cargo. Now, this ship can only hold 10 tons, which is a little strange, and once we get to the inside, I will definitely point out to you why it's strange. I also think that this ship can be pretty good as a transport vessel if you're going to look to do light jobs and nothing too wild or crazy. It has a low cargo capacity, which doesn't make a lot of sense to this, but if you're taking into the structural support and everything, that may explain some of it, although it does look like you have a couple of these curved I-beams or ribs underneath for some type of structural stability, or just for skids if you're not going to land on your landing gear, or maybe these are used to if you're going to dock with another ship. Another thing that this ship could be very good for would be mining purposes. Why? Well, you do have an airlock, so you could get out of your ship very easily. You do have this rear gate right here that you can easily see, so that could be good to, if you're on an asteroid, to open that up and walk around and grab your stuff. Plus, it does have at least 2 tractor beams, which could be good for wrangling up some asteroids, so you can pull them in, or if you happen to get a mining laser, you can use that once they're in your tractor to hold them still, so you can just blast that away with your mining laser. One of the things that this ship should have a lot of, because it's super maneuverable, is thrusters. Thrusters. But I don't see any thrusters whatsoever around the ship anywhere. So I'm assuming that in the final variants of this ship, we will start seeing thrusters galore start popping up. I have no idea what these are, because these could be considered part of the 16 thrusters. I don't think so, because you have 16 TR2 thrusters, and that means they would all be like this. Yeah, you have 2 of these on the sides, but these aren't, I don't think these are right. They do say that you do have the TR2's Drake Triumph thrusters, and I'm thinking that that's this guy right here. Him and this lower one are those. And of course, these are your 2 TR4s or above them as your main primary thrusters. But I have no idea what this is, because this could be the Triumph TR2 thruster, but I'm not sure. And if that is, then what the heck is this guy right here? So I'm really looking forward to seeing where all the other thrusters are going to be located and tacked onto the ship, because you would see 16 of them. Let's go ahead and go up and see if we can see something up top. Alright, button. Yes, button. And that kicks out the ladder, comes on down. To go up this ladder, you can't just go up and run up to it. You actually have to look down to get the use command, which I really hope they fix. And this will let you walk right on up. Now, walking up to this wing, you are very fortunate, because you can come right up and see one of the shields, or fins, or winglets, or whatever you want to call it. And it is quite large. And around the side, you get a beautiful view of the cockpit, and you get to see some of the great visibility you have from within it when you're on this wing, because, I mean, it's right there. You do get a quite aggressive paint job on this. So I'm not really sure if this is going to be really good for search and rescue, because if you're having a weird shark thing coming up and trying to rescue you, I would be a little concerned myself. You do have the ability to jump around the and walk all over the ship if you can somehow manage, the game's going to cooperate, to get up here. Oh, come on. Okay. Oh no. Really? There we go. Perfect. And once we're up here, you can see the main thruster a bit better, and you can see the arrows pointing that thrust will come out the rear, or thrust. Yeah, okay. Again, you get to see little points right here. I'm not sure what that really means, but why not? There we go. Get up top, and you can take a look over off the stern of this ship. There we go. You get up pretty high on this bad boy, which is nice, and I really like that you can easily, well, relatively easily walk around on this thing. Not too much to see over here, pretty much more of the same stuff. You can even jump onto the turret and run around, but from up here you get a good vantage point to see the two cutlasses on the right front wing. So again, I'm going to come to rescue you. Don't mind the swords on my ship. And you also get to see the Class 5 turret right here. And yeah, big guns. Big guns to really salvage you. So maybe that's what they mean by salvage, that they'll turn you into salvage. I think that's more of it. Let's go ahead inside and see what we can see in the cockpit. Coming through this front doorway brings you right in. It brings you onto like a little communication area, which you would see in old-timey aircrafts. And oh, warning stickers. Yes, so if you're into stickers, you do get a warning label and some other little teenage girl stickers. I love tuna. Okay, it's great. Let's go ahead and close the door. Watch this guy close. Close the button. Nice. And that will also pull up the ladder on the outside. Got your exit labels and everything. Alright, so what you can see here is that these chairs look like they should be able to slide back and forth on these rails. Now, unfortunately, they're not animated right now, so I don't know if that's accurate or not, or if that's just kind of look like detail that won't do anything, but we can really believe Chris Roberts saying that, you know, everything has a purpose on the ship. To me, that means these are going to slide left and right. And also, it does look like these are separate units, so if you're only in the front, then the front will be centered, and the rear won't be. My question will be if you have a guy that's up front, or if you have it in this back seat, not up front, and wants to get up front, how would that work? I mean, would you have to dismount the slide that's back over so the person can get up front? I don't know. I'll be really interested to see how that goes. You do see the ejection, so if you get into a really bad spot and you need to get out of here quick, you pull that, up goes the canopy, and out you go. Also, this ship is great, because I'm not actually walking backwards right now, but it's pushing me backwards, so it helps you get out of the front. Let's go ahead and climb up. It's top seat, see what our visibility's like. Oh, cool animation of the gauges that are brilliantly clear. That was pretty neat. You get some pretty nice visibility. And let's look all around here. Wow, you get some really good visibility out this front, even for being in the second seat. That's really good visibility. You do look really closely. You can see my hand on, looks like it's a thruster gauge, you know, or thruster yoke to move forward and back. And also, if you look really carefully, you can actually see the little joystick, and you can see me moving it left and right, forward and back. That's pretty much it for this. Go up front. Oh, nope, that's not where I want to go. That's, yeah, strafing works very well. Now, it's pretty much the same thing here. Go ahead and climb on in. I got my hand on there. Again, visibility in the front seat is even better. So this is absolutely fantastic, coming in for the tight spots and everything. Very, very, very good visibility. Now, one thing I really do like about the front of this ship, it's something stupid, but I'm glad they did it, because it's just fun. They give you little fans, you poke them, they spin. So on those long voyages, you are a-okay. Keep yourself nice and cool. Which I also wonder if that means there's no air conditioning on this boat, and that could be kind of bad. Now, moving into the hallway, we see these really strange things. I have no idea what these are, what they're going to be used for. To me, they look like they snap out. It looks like they're held in place by these whatever their central supports. I don't know. I don't know if maybe they're just tie down, so you can tie things to it. Maybe you can put your guns against here, or you can tie your prisoners up in here. I don't know. It seems a little strange to be a place to store things, because this is not a very large area, and that would make it even a tighter squeeze. But if these are removable, or might be removable, it doesn't really make sense what they did here, because they just kind of welded a button onto the side of it. I'm really looking forward for some more clarification of what these are going to be used for, but as for now, that's going to be left just for our speculation. Maybe you guys can leave a comment and really tell me what these are for, but let's just go ahead and push this button and get through. I don't know if you guys have noticed yet, but sometimes when you push the button, you get really close and you get a giant button and then you get a tiny finger. Or if you stand a little bit further back, for example, push it, big finger, little button. Not quite sure what that's gonna... Yeah, that's just a little strange to me. Alright, I'll go really quickly before we push all the other buttons, kind of give you a little tour of the back end of this ship. Cargo. This is where you put your cargo. Either you get the cargo legally or you don't, but that's a decision that's up to you. But as any good ship, after you rescue people, you need a place for your flight attendants to sit. Well, you are in luck. They have included 2 jumper seats, one on the left and right side. From here, you get a pretty nice view of what's in your bay. You get to turn your head and tilt in very unnatural and seemingly somewhat uncomfortable ways. You push to look around to actually see you. You don't get to see you, for example. Yes, I can. It's a very nice roof. But yeah, so I'll point out the other seat. Close that seat. And the other seat is right here. As you can see, you can use that as well. You do have loads of cargo nets, so we'll help you be able to tie everything down. It almost looks like that these pieces also will kind of fall down onto the ground, which would actually make a lot of sense for the area that is kind of closed off. So caution that this could fall down, or maybe this expands out, which also could work because of the railings. So if you have cargo up against, that could work as well. Now this is the inside of those thrusters that I really don't know what they are yet. This is the inside of them. That's pretty cool looking, if you ask me. Pretty damn detailed. Plus, lots of labels. More warnings, more looks like explosive. Labels galore. So I think these are pretty cool that they include them on the inside where you can see them and not just tuck them away inside of some bulkhead. You also do get 2 beds, one on the left and the right side. And getting on this bed is doesn't look like it's the most comfortable, especially for the fact that he kind of ends up not laying on the mattress. You looked really close. He put kind of his left part of the body on the hard bit, which is a little, I don't know. That doesn't look comfortable to me at all. You can't move your head around, so you can't really look around. So let's go ahead and get out of here. I gotta fix the mask. All right. Now, one thing you will also notice on the floor of the ship are these tie-down points. There are tie-down points seemingly everywhere. Originally, I thought that maybe these were kind of levers you pull up and there would be panels underneath, so you can store things there. But I don't think that's the case. I think that these are just tie-down spots. So maybe some of these areas, maybe some of these panels will be able to lift up for smuggling. But these really just all look like just different tie-downs. So for whatever that's worth, it'll be pretty cool if you just kind of load a skid in here and then you can tie it down. But I'm a little worried because if you have a skid that comes in, you're only going to tie them down 2, so you'll have 3 rows and you tie down the front and the back. Or are you supposed to put them on the center? If you put them in the center, are they going to easily fit up this ramp? You do have... I have no idea what that is. This side down, I would assume. I don't know. Some doors there. But, okay. Stop being a sidetracked, Tank. Come on. Keep it together. Right, let's push this button. The ramp. Yeah, the ramp goes down nicely. Opens up quite nicely. But again, I'm not really sure if the width between these points will really fit down or up this ramp. And it does open up very large, which is nice. And you can close this ramp from the outside, which is pretty nice. And you can even open it from the outside, which is pretty nice. Alright. But I don't really think that these tie-down spots are going to fit. Oh, I did tell you guys that there was at least a second tractor beam. And I looked all over for it, and I eventually found it when doing some research. And it's actually in this box. I thought this was a crane. A crane was going to come out, but if you can, if you get the ability to kind of clip through it, you actually see the tractor beam in here. So it looks like if you want to use this tractor beam while flying, you have to put this gate down so the tractor beam will come out. You should be able to swing out a little bit, and then you can use your beam of tractor to tag along anything that you're trying to grab. Which I am actually happy that they put one in the rear of the ship. Alright, we're gonna go ahead and close this bad boy up. Now, they have two buttons. I don't know why they both do the same thing. You can open close with both buttons. Maybe they're going to use the top button to open up the tractor beam compartment once the game's kind of going. But for right now, both buttons do the same thing. Again, another weird box thingy right here. This ship, you do get the space toilet, which you can sit on. Something I can't do my freelancer yet. So, sit down. Again, you get the really weird head movements. I don't know if this is quite natural, but you have them. You do see some, I don't know what these are, fuel pipes, cooling pipes. I have no idea what these are for. You do have some nice pipes with some little plating to protect it, which gives it a nice rugged feel, nice industrial, you know, working man feel to this thing. Or maybe it's somewhere, if you're a pirate, you can hang up some of your booty up here, or maybe if you want to be a reaver or something like that, you can start hanging up some bodies from here. Who knows? Again, on this side you have the bed. You have a lot of areas where you can tie things down. Still have tons of tie downs on the floor. Now I'm going to show you what these other buttons do. I'm going to start with this one. Let's see if it'll let me push it from here. Yes. And yes, this one actually has a working turret seat. Let's go ahead and get in this. All right. Very cool animation, if I may say myself, but you can't move these joysticks to aim, and I feel pretty low. I feel like I should, like this screen, like that's where my, I should be looking at that top screen. Visibility is atrocious in this thing. You can only see what's in front of you. I know you should be able to spin this bad boy around, but you can't see what's coming in from the left or the right. It's only what's directly in front of you. Granted, this screen right here looks like it might flip up to kind of give you a better or bigger targeting area. Or maybe it'll also be a radar to let you know if there's anything coming in from your left or your right. But I really wish they would have done something, even if there were little cutouts, just to give you some type of visibility. That way you can see what's in your peripheral vision coming, from the side. That would be really nice. Well, that's kind of what we have to live with right now until we get to the next update for the ship. So let's go ahead and get down. Again, that's a pretty cool and pretty detailed animation. Let's see if we can get lucky and watch that animation from the ground going up. Goes. Yeah, there it is. Now, we have one button left. Let's take a look at what he can do. Oh, nice. And working airlock. It looks pitch black out there. Does this ship just take off by itself? Nope. It's just this hangar with its it's crazy lighting. Jump through, now it's bright as day down here, but looking out, it's dark as night. I don't get it. You cannot close this airlock from the outside, so whoops. That's okay, because what we can do is, oh, come on, let me go. There we go. We can just run around to this back leg, poke this button right here, let this ramp open up. I'm just going to run on before it's even done closing. There we go. And I'm going to push the top button to show you both buttons do the same thing. Nice. And I'm going to go ahead and close this airlock. Very nice animation, if I may say so myself. And that's going to be kind of it at this point. Let's go ahead and get out of here. Yes, top button. Close the door. We don't want anybody sneaking in, or if we accidentally take off, we don't want to get sucked out the void if someone blows off our rear end. Yeah, there's one of those giant buttons again. Nice. That's another really nice animation. And last but not least, how do I get down from here? Well, either you can just jump off, or use this use and slide on down. Nice. Now my last bit of info is going to just kind of look at this landing gear, see how they're doing with this. Always kind of got to look at the landing gear. Very beefy looking. And you got a lot of rams moving it up and down. One thing I don't see a lot though in this is I don't see any hydraulic lines. So I don't know if down here is actually hydraulic or if that's just a fixed position. And you do have, it does rotate right here. I was kind of expecting to see a bit more wires or hoses coming down to really power this thing. It's kind of the same story for the rear. You really don't see a lot of hoses or wires or anything. It's just a nice thick beefy leg coming down to a foot that looks like it'll fold up and go away. You don't see a lot of cables. There was some discussion between my brother and I when we were looking over the ship if these legs are actually thrusters, because those heads kind of look like thrusters, but we both kind of agree that this would be way too skinny to be hollow, so to let this be used as a thruster. So we don't think so, and then we're both scratching our heads. Where the heck are these 16 thrusters? And what the heck are these? If we know what these are, then what the heck are these? But, maybe that's another story, and that's another video for another day. And once I find out, I will update you guys. Of course, if there is anything else you want to see, or if you have any comments, questions, or concerns, want any critiques, let me know. Please don't forget to subscribe, don't forget to like, tell all your friends, and leave your comments. I will do my best to answer any of your comments. Stay tuned for more videos.